Do I see you? I can hear you.
There we
There
go.
she is.
How are you? Sorry, jumping all late here.
You're fine. I am looking at you like flipped. If
Oh,
you, yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with. I mean, I should do some neck torsions. I'm getting older, so it's like get a little yoga there. But JJ, so great to see you.
yeah, you too. How's it going?
Great. It's we have yet to meet in person, and it's crazy because we have circled each other in Nashville like so many times.
Yeah,
Um, like I think there was like an event at Soho House or something, and I remember you posted something like, you know, like I was just there basically, like same setup, maybe like a party, like a Halloween party. I don't remember. And we have a bunch of mutual friends, but anyway, we will take you on Zoom, better than nothing, and great to reconnect. Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. I'm back and forth from Nashville all the time. But right now back in Canada.
I could. Yeah, you're like a glove trotter. And by the way, your EP "Best of Me" Part One, it is out now, and the All My Vices tour, it's gonna melt everybody's brains starting in October and November across North America. But JJ, it's funny. I was on research yesterday. The last time we talked was 3 years ago, and I mean, what a period it's been for you since, JJ. I mean, you've toured the world. I mean, you've become one of the leading voices in rock and roll, which we knew would happen, but like it's happened. You just toured with our friend Marcus King. Have you had a chance to like stop and relax and like smell the flowers a little bit?
Um, it's hard to say. I think I'm especially bad at that. Um, I I'm always looking at the next thing. I feel like in this industry, it moves so fast that I guess I have this worry that if I stop and take it in for too long, the next thing's gonna pass me by, which is probably a bad thing. I should definitely try to get better at like staying in one place and saying, "Hey, this is pretty cool." Although I definitely think, this Marcus King tour is the first time through the States in, I guess, since 2021 or 2022. So it had been a while, and to see some familiar faces in the crowds and to have that energy come back even after not being there for a while definitely was one of those moments that I kind of took in and was like, wait, wow, this is
Yeah.
pretty cool. That to be able to be here and doing this thing. But that was definitely a moment for me. There's been moments along the way, I would say, but I could definitely stop and smell the roses a little more.
Yeah, absolutely. We all could. And it's crazy when you say that, like, that you're a little insecure, but which is like normal for all of us, that like if you stop or you like decelerate, that maybe like, your momentum or something is gonna stop it. You know what? I blame it on people like when you were at Sheridan in Oakville for the performing arts, and you had that teacher that said you couldn't sing. Like I blame it on people like that, JJ. You know what I mean? Like it's like I can't believe that actually happened.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's that's going to be out there, but that kind of stuff I think also makes you hungry to prove them wrong, and
Yeah.
so you need a little bit of that. You can't be surrounded by yes people, or else you get complacent.
That's true. That's true. Who's your like? What's your circle like, JJ? And I don't mean like like names, like, but like, do you have like a no person? Do you have someone that is kind of like that knows you? You know, like Jillian, your core DNA is like, no, don't do that. You
Oh,
know?
oh, of course. I mean, I'm really close with my family, my parents, my brother, and my sister. So they have obviously known me since birth, and will always be in my corner, but will never be afraid to tell me when they don't agree with something or question, things and make sure that I'm thinking it through before doing stuff.
Yeah.
I have a very tight circle that I trust and that people that I've known for a long time. My best friend Rachel, she's always going to be in my corner. She's the most yes person, but she's also somebody that will question, that will make that I know what I'm doing. And like, my cousin Dan is in my band. He's one of my guitar players. And like that, especially on the road, having that kind of grounding force of somebody that knows you from, when you were kids playing music together and has seen the entire journey of what this has looked like, before when it was just me standing at an open mic with an acoustic guitar. He saw all of that. So I think, yeah, it's important to stay grounded and to surround yourself with people that will keep you grounded. Always be in your corner, of course, but
Right. Yeah, of
yeah.
course. Of course, JT. And speaking of open mics, like tell me a little bit about the, Chuck Eman and like kind of like that kind of like discovered you. Like that, do you remember that moment when you were at that open mic and kind of like you start kind of getting those like mini breaks that turned into, destiny?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there was that along the way. I think Chuck was one of the first people that really took an interest in me when I was, in college, and I was still so nervous. I remember that night I was with my friends at an open mic it was called the Marquee, and it was like the campus bar or whatever. And I lived across the street, like walking, a 2-minute walk. And I was there with my friends, like, oh man, I should have brought my guitar. Like I should have signed up, kind of like, being shy about it, but not really wanting to do it. And I remember my one friend goes, well, I got my car. Let's go get your guitar. The night's not over for a couple hours. And then I was like, oh, no, I didn't mean it. And they kind of like forced me to go up there. And they're like, no, you can do it. And really encouraged me. And I remember being so nervous on that first open mic that my hands were literally shaking. Like I can hardly or because my hands were shaking so much. And that was the night that, somebody, one of Chuck's assistants ran out and kind of said, hey, stay till the end. The organizer wants to chat. And he brought me into his office, and he was just, kind of said, I'm always listening at these events. He's like, but it's not very often that somebody makes me stop what I'm doing and come out and see who they are. And so he was very honest, just said, I want to help you however I can. He's like, I don't know what that looks like, but I think you've got something and I'd love to help you like get started. And he really did. He started booking me gigs at different colleges, like different campuses that, he either knew from being the talent booker at my college. There's all these different opportunities and some different bars, and he really did foster that. He would come with me to the gigs. He would make sure that everything was good, and that was super important as somebody that was young and didn't know how to book my own gigs yet. Like I hardly knew how to sign up for an open mic. I wasn't booking gigs. So I learned a lot from him. And I took that with me after college, moving back to my hometown. I started booking my own gigs, and I realized, you have to email 30 venues to maybe get 2 gigs out of it, and how much work that actually takes versus just like, I'll email a couple people and see, what happens. It was like, no, I was firing off like 30 emails a day, trying to book 3 gigs a week. It was nuts.
Yeah. That's amazing. I find this so special about you, JJ. I mean, it really is amazing. If like when you tell me about your journey, I mean, your journey is like so interesting. I mean, going back to the Royal Streets, and then you did the Jillian Elizabeth project, and now what you're doing now, but you've never changed kind of like your demeanor, the way you treat people. Like that's been a constant from you. And it's clear, like your humor, like, for my audience that is now like hearing you for the first time, and your kindness, but these timeless values, it's like your own face, like you carry them with you, like wherever you are, right, JJ?
Absolutely. I think, in order to keep a level head, you have to remember that you started somewhere. I started doing open mics. I started being a very nervous artist that didn't know what the hell they were doing. And, you figure it out way, and you develop and you grow and you evolve, but you never lose that piece of where you came from. At least you shouldn't, because everybody, whether it's Shania Twain, whether it's Adele, whether it's Joan Jett, whether it's anybody that, has really made it up there, they all started in the exact same place. Nobody starts on the big stage. Even overnight success, most of them take 10 years to become that overnight success that everybody thinks happened so quickly. It's like, no, if you do your research, there's probably a lot that went behind that of that kind of stuff. So I just think, yeah, it's super important. And the industry is small. So you treat people with respect and kindness and they'll want to work with you again. If you go in
Right.
thinking that you know everything, you don't want to hear anything from anybody, whatever, like, sure, go ahead. But people see through that. And, you know, talent only takes you so far. If you're a jerk, no one's going to want to work with you.
100%. 100%. Like, yesterday from when we're taping this, and I gotta drop this, I actually like met Dolly Parton at CMA Fest, had a little chance to talk to her. And it was like she's a total icon, legend, the whole thing. And she was the kindest, like just like all the stories are true, like the most empathetic, look at you in the eye, watch your the whole thing. And it's like then you meet other people that are like assholes, and it's like, why? If Dolly it's like that, anyway. But yeah, to your point, JJ.
Yeah.
Got gotta ask you, gosh, JJ, I have so many questions for you. We're not gonna have time for them all, but I have to ask you about opening for Kiss in France. I mean, that was insane. And you probably tell that story every other day, but for my audience and for me, JJ, I mean, what was that day like?
Oh my gosh, it was the best. I mean, it was surreal. You know, we're in France in the summer, which is gorgeous anyways. And yeah, there was an energy about the whole day that was pretty incredible. And not only
Even the venue is beautiful. The
well,
venue was awesome too.
and like not only just the band itself being so iconic and of course talented and everything, it was that we were going to this venue that looked like it was out of a movie. It looked like it was part of Gladiator. And I actually think gladiators used to fight there. Like it legit was like a Coliseum. And so it was pretty surreal. You know, we started the day at our hotel, which had like a cute pool. We had mimosas by the pool and we were getting all amped up. And then we go to this beautiful venue and it's like you're walking through these halls that are thousands of years old. And you're just like, what is reality right now? But no, I mean the band and crew was amazing to work with. They were super friendly. They came and chatted with us and, you know, congratulated us on the show and everything. And I was talking to Paul Stanley and his daughter for a while, kind of just standing there.
As people do. As people
I
do.
know, I'm like, just casually talking to Paul Stanley and his daughter. And like, that was like a real aha moment where I kind of like left my body for a second and looked at the situation that was happening. I'm like, huh, wow. But I think it was, and also, to have fans in another country that is also another kind of realization moment for me. That is one of those things where you just have to stop and be super grateful. It's like I feel extremely grateful that I'm able to do this in the country that I am from, but then to go somewhere where there's a language barrier. And also, I mean, I do speak French, but it's not my first language. So it's like
Right.
to have those things and then still have familiar faces and people singing songs. It's like, it's a dream.
Unbelievable. JJ. Yeah, when you write your autobiography, which is gonna be called, The Rush, the Gillian Downing story, or whatever. But like, that's gonna be up there. But
Yeah.
but let me leave you with this, JJ, because I know you got a lot going on, summer and all that stuff. But let's talk about the new songs for a second. Let's leave it with that, like Arizona or Bad Side. It seems to me like you are touching on a deeper nerve with your songwriting. Like like even went back and forth because like I wanted to zero in on this, like dug into the lyrics. Basically, what I'm trying to say is like your songwriting is incredible right now. Would you kind of agree with that? Like you're more in tune with like your emotions. Maybe Nashville got into you. Your songwriting is just like right here, right now, JJ.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I think as far as the writing, I think, well, I've grown as a person. I think I've, had some personal growth, spiritual growth, evolving in that way. But I would say, the last couple of years that had led up to me writing a lot of these songs, there was a breakup that happened. There was a lot of stuff that happened where I really had to dig deep and to know who I was and where I stood. And that journey itself created a whole different aspect of my writing, because I think even just to survive, I was going to a deeper place to understand, where the hurt was coming from, how to get over this kind of stuff, And then all the while doing that while on the road was pretty chaotic, but it made for some great material. So it was like, I think it was a combination of some crazy life that was thrown at me and also trying to process that and come out on the other side. Inevitably, the writing got deeper because I got deeper in where I was as a human. And I think it is kind of terrifying letting people into that other layer. You're letting them deeper into your psyche and your heart and your mind. And that's not always an easy thing, but it's just true to who I am and my art and the message I'm trying to, give out there. So I think, as an artist, I think all artists hope to evolve and hope to get to that deeper place. And so to hear that is a huge compliment because that was the intention.
Mission accomplished. You are killing it, JJ. We can't wait to see you on the road starting in October. And we'll let you go. Thank you so much for your time. What a great catch up, JJ. We've been following your journey and we're super proud. And just, rock and roll is alive and rocking. So thank you, JJ.
Awesome. Well, thank you. It's great talking to you and catching up. Thanks for having me.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here for the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from J. Rod Concert Media.